I guess I could talk a little bit about how this light mounts. You see this little box right here. This fits onto these two screws like that. And then this thing goes through there and screws into that. And when you have that third ground, the third ground can attach out here. But that's basically all it does, is attach to whatever you have mounted on that. Now, having said that, my dad came out and did some wiring for me when he was still alive, and basically he shot screws just straight up through the ceiling and mounted that light there, which I could do. I could sit this up against the ceiling and get me some of those wooden screws like these, and I could just make a hole, stick my wires through there and shoot that up through the ceiling. And that's okay, it's not probably up to code or anything, but the problem with that is if anybody wants to change that light, then they still don't really have anything there to hang it from. Whereas if I attach this to that and mount that in the ceiling, then if somebody ever wants to change the light, all they have to do is turn this nut, back that out, take it down, put a new one up in there. Now the problem is to mount this, if I had this where I could lay it up against something flat like a piece of wood on top, I could just shoot a screw through the bottom of it, but I don't. I'm going to be cutting a hole through the plywood and sticking it up in there. So for that, I needed something that I can mount from outside, and they make little boxes where you can stick them up in there and turn a little thing, and a little wedge thing will come out. It's for putting boxes through sheetrock. And I'm just going to drive up to my local hardware store and see if they have a box of this type that would do that. Because if they do, then the biggest challenge about hanging it will be cutting the hole the right size. For that to fit through it. So I'll grab my wallet, we'll make a quick store run, see what they have to offer. So I went to the hardware store and here's what we got. This is what I originally had. This little thing here allows you to drill a hole and stick this box inside the hole. And then when you turn these screws, these little wings come out, and as you continue to turn them, I'll do that again. I might not have the camera on it. When you turn this, these little wings come out, and as you continue to turn them, these little wings come up against the back side of, in my case it's plywood, in some cases people use this for sheetrock. So the biggest challenge with this is cutting a hole that this will fit into, but that the whole lip won't pass through. And then the wires will pass out through these little things which you punch out on the sides right here. And then this will mount here. That. Put little screws in that, probably these same screws from here, and then I can screw that little lamp piece into that. That way if anybody ever wants to change this, all they have to do is unscrew that and drop the lamp down. All of the wiring connections will be inside this bowl here. The wire itself will go out to my switch, but that's how that's going to work. So the next thing I will do is cut a round hole in the ceiling, and that'll be next.